Grand Rising loves. This is the altar spread for the collective today. And so the sacred geometry that showed up for today is hexagon. It's this beautiful six-sided sacred geometry. Now the hexagon, if it shows up upright, it brings the message of recognizing all that is beautiful around you. And so when you're able to do that, you also start to realize your own true nature and the perfection in your true nature. But hexagon showed up in the reverse today. So showing up in the reverse, it actually says, you believe yourself to be surrounded by ugliness, by destruction, by despair, and you're starting to spiral and become depressed. So, Grand Rising, Diana. So what happens is that you need to really feel into what you're looking at. Are you projecting your own emotion into your reality? Because the hexagon in reverse is saying you need to seek a lifeline, because that's all you're experiencing in your reality is disharmony, destruction, ugliness, and you have lost the ability to see the perfection in everything, because the hexagon upright says you are able to find the divine nature of every single little thing. So in reverse, it's saying you've lost that. So maybe it's a good idea to reach out for a lifeline. So what they mean by a lifeline, this can be a healer, a friend, someone that you trust and love, and have them help you to see again. So this is the most beautiful thing, because I believe the most powerful teacher to recognize the true perfection in all that is a child. What do you see? What are you looking at? And then let them just tell you. And in the simpleness of not having the vocabulary to do it is so mind-blowing. And if you do this right before they fall asleep or right when they wake up, even more so, it is so phenomenally connected to spirit. You will be mind-blown how deep in the amnesia you are, because that is the most phenomenal and powerful lifeline back to spirit. And so, that's my recommendation. And if you don't have a child, don't go and find you one, because. But take a moment to ask a friend or someone to give you that lifeline. Sit on the bench like fucking Forrest Gump and be like, what are you looking at? Not like, you looking at me? Not confrontational, but what do you see? When you look and do a 360, what are you looking at? What do you see? Can you describe that to me? And you're going to see like how distorted your reality has become. And it's the projection of your inner world to your outer reality. Now, magic showed up in the upright, but it brings the same exact message. It says, do not forget to move through the human experience as that child, experiencing everything as something new. That is the most powerful way to move through the human experience, by the way. And I actually just did a post on that recently. I have never seen this notification, so I hope this doesn't cut out the video, but it said, I have a notification for a question. How can we pray for a divine soulmate? Oh, that makes my heart ache. Okay, so the question is, how can we pray for a divine soulmate? So I will say this first of all. Prayer is speaking to the divine. Meditation is listening. Some people spend so much time talking that they never listen, that they don't even hear response, they don't even hear guidance. So ask yourself that first, okay? Are you doing way too much talking and not listening? And second of all, are you that which you desire? Because so many people will say, yes, I am ready. But there's a difference between lonely and longing. Okay? Lonely is, I am looking for my validation outside of myself. So I feel I am only worthy when I am in a union, when there's someone standing next to me. I'm only complete when there's someone else with me. I'm only worthy or lovable when there's someone else with me. Now, longing is being that which you desire and having so much abundance of that, your desire is to share it. And you know that the deepest sharing that can occur is in a divine union. That is the difference. So the first question, ask yourself if you're doing way too much talking and not listening. And 2, are you that which you desire? And if you are that which you desire, then surrender, because it'll show up. There's nothing more that you need to do. There's no action that has to be taken. There's no directive that needs to be done or completed. When you surrender to it, it shall come. And believe me, I am saying that from experience, y'all. Ain't nobody been a lady in waiting longer than this lady. So anyhow. Oh, so yes, Becca said that when she got all her shit together inside, that's when he showed up. But she almost missed him because she wasn't listening as much as she should have been. Oh, I love that, Becca. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for allowing yourself to be vulnerable and sharing that. I appreciate that so much. But also remember, and this is also from experience, not to take those on potential, to take them from their present. Because a lot of times when we become more spirit than human, we see phenomenal potential in every single being. Because we have embodied the ability to love without conditions. And sometimes that can be a trap. So just be aware of that. So become the child. Become the child. And I just had this conversation this morning. I'm going to share a story. When I was a little girl, and so I grew up on the East Coast, born in New York, raised in Jersey, but I was right next to a major highway. So 6 lanes of traffic, and it was surrounded by really huge chain hotels. Behind my house was a cemetery, but I used to shimmy on my belly on top of this drainage pipe that ran underneath the highway, and it was suspended above water. I would say it was at least that was probably at least a 12-foot drop, and I would say maybe even better than that. But I never once thought of the danger of that, if the pipe would or wouldn't hold me. But I did it to get underneath the highway to this untapped piece of land that had trees grown wild, and I used to call it my island. No one knew about it. There were no humans there, and I would go there. And it was the safest place on earth that I knew. And when I think about that, it's kind of mind-blowing, like what it took to get there. It wasn't safe at all, but that's the mind of the child. It was magic to me. And I would connect with this tree and the wildlife there. And I could be so radically me. And it just felt amazing in this world that was all chaos and highways and dysfunction. And I was able to go there and be amazing. You're right. Becca said I could have a whole separate video on partners. That is the damn truth. Ain't that true? Okay, there's more questions. Let's see. Thank you for your guidance, but please can you tell me can you recognize that? Oh, how can you recognize that they are a soulmate? Now, okay, so so soulmates don't have to be a romantic partner. You can have many soulmates in a lifetime. So if you're looking for that special one, you are actually putting yourself in a box and you really limit what the universe can deliver to you. So what kind of constraints are you putting on the universe? And soulmate can be a best friend. And because soulmates are those relationships that move with such ease, and then you both get to have this parallel growth. So it can be a friendship, it can be a romantic, intimate relationship, it can be a family member. Soulmate is what helps us progress in our evolution, and they usually stay. They don't come and go. So just be aware of that. You may have multiple in a lifetime. So remembering to get a lifeline, ask for a lifeline, and become that magical child. Everything becomes magical when you see everything is new. You cannot go into a situation and say, oh, this feels familiar, I know what's going to happen. And then holding those new experiences accountable for past experiences. Because then you are perpetuating trauma, you are perpetuating pain, you are limiting your ability to have phenomenal experiences. And we come here and play human to have phenomenal experiences. And so Peridot showed up as a message of abundance, increase. And so it's going to be crazy. This is like the tiniest piece of peridot ever, but it's the only piece of peridot I have. So this is a pendant for my waist chain. Beautiful Monica's trinkets. Look her up on Instagram. She's amazing. This is smoky quartz, little bells, and a peridot. Isn't that beautiful? It's like this icy lime green. It's just so beautiful. So, the message of increase says you are being gifted abundance right now. You will experience a flow of increase. Now, this doesn't have to be financial increase, but it can. It can be increased by the way of creativity. It can be increased by the way of intimacy, friendship, joy. Abundance comes in so many forms. Do not limit yourself. Be the child. And so when you become the child, everything is abundant, right? So yesterday, I had tacos from Buen Taquito on Avenue B for all my local peeps. And oh my God, I was smiling soul deep. They're so delectable. And to me, that was increase. Not only in the juiciness of my thighs, but so nourishing to my body and just like flavor explosion. And so those are the experiences that we have to really marinate in. Don't take yourself out of the experience, and do not dampen the experience by time traveling, letting that monkey mind switch on. Stay like radically present and let yourself feel every single feel of every single situation and every single scenario, and let it all be new. This is so new. Everything is new. All of y'all are new. Look, we are new today. I am new in this moment. This is all new. So Palhikmana is the culmination of today's spread, the medicine of the butterfly kachina. And this brings the message of transformation, right? We come from this caterpillar stage, engorge ourselves, and then go in and put ourselves into this chrysalis to metamorphosize into this beautiful, beautiful butterfly, right? And I don't know how many of y'all know this, but when the caterpillar goes into the chrysalis, they actually return to a liquid state. There is absolutely zero form inside that chrysalis. So if the process is rushed, that is their destruction. So they have to wait until the time is right to come out and unfurl their wings, right? So I like the message of this saying, everything is in divine time. But here, starting to notice the beauty that's around you because you have forgotten that everything is perfect. And so take a moment and pause. Remember, ask someone, what are you seeing? What do you see? And get another perspective so that you can again connect to the perfection of everything that is and become the child, right? And this is going to be the rebirthing of yourself when this abundance flows in. Let yourself do that. There's another question. Hang on. Oh, don't be sad. There's sad faces. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when you're doing that, when you are actively looking for a partner and you're saying, I don't know, I can't find my soulmate, you are actively searching, right? You're not going to find it. Because when you're looking, the universe is going to gift you this partner. And it's unfathomable because there are infinite possibilities of how this partner is going to show up. It is so intricately designed specifically for you. You won't even be able to fathom. You won't even be able to describe or know what it's going to look like. So how can you search for something you have no fucking idea what it's going to be? It's going to be that magical. So actively searching for a partner, you will consistently end up with the wrong one. Consistently. So this is why you have to enter a state of complete surrender. Become the child again. Become curious. Become curious. Wow, what is this? What could this be? And instead get out of your head and get in your feels. Get in your feels. That's when you're more spirit than human. Because the active searching and saying, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I need. What, is it you? To the postman, is it you? To the waitress, is it you? To the doctor. And then that's ego saying, oh no, it couldn't be because it doesn't have blah, blah, blah. And if you look at my post from yesterday, like loving without corruption, that is hugely corrupted. That is hugely corrupted. And then you will end up with exactly that, a corrupt relationship. And never feeling good enough. And never feeling that it's right. And it'll be very out of alignment. And you do not want that. You want it to be aligned. So that's the spread for today. And thank you for the questions. That was fun. It was like, I like doing the interactive part. That's why I like lives. So thank you for the opportunity to share space with you. Thank you for your time, for your energy, for your awareness. I recognize that is the most valuable commodity that you have, and I so appreciate you, all of you. And I am sorry for any disharmony that I myself have created. Please forgive me. I love you and thank you.